Okay. Hey, Vinny. Hi. We have a limited mic, so this show is going to sound less professional than we usually are.
That's very difficult, but we're gonna have a really good go at it, actually.
So really cool today. We get to interview two special guests. Yay! Say hi.
Woo!
Hello, my name is Alex, and I'm Leslie's partner in PAAM. And here's Leslie.
So I'm Lesleye, also part of PAAM
Yeah.
with Alex and much more people, the artist.
Yeah.
I don't know if can listen me very well
You know, it's
because
good.
I never use a microphone.
You rarely use a microphone. You should. You should. So you guys are both part of the PAM project. You guys started that together, no?
Yes, we start like during pandemia, a little bit before we were thinking on doing like an online project,
Mm-hmm.
but thanks to pandemia, we had the opportunity to have a space. So it was good in a way, but also
Crazy.
like not as good as if you were not on pandemic. It was having a space, but no one was there.
That's interesting. That's like if, a bear shits in the woods kind of thing, isn't it? But what is the PAM project? Explain that to us.
Well, we start as a platform for artists. Basically, it's an art gallery. We have a physical space, but now we are growing, doing also events in other parts, not just in the gallery. So what we want to do is to promote artists beyond the art gallery, because you never know with pandemia. We knew that you can't depend on people passing by, and also that a lot of people are not just up to support art by buying art, but also to enjoying the things in events. Or also what we believe in is like art should be more like affordable to a lot of different people. That's why we have prints, originals, and that's why also we support more upcoming artists or emerging art.
What kind of art do you sort of promote? Is it everything, or you do like sort of performing arts and just like graphic arts?
We've been doing different, like mostly visual artists, or plastic artists. I don't know how to say it in English very well, like paintings,
And
graphic,
sculptors and such.
yeah.
Okay.
But then also when we have the openings is when we can do other like performance. But of course that's not it's haven't been our main thing, because we don't have a space to do events. Also with COVID, we start having these openings where we could have max certain kind of people inside. So everyone was outside. Even when we try to do one performance, we can have just 20 people inside. So and 80 people outside maybe. So it's
where is your place?
in Born.
In Bourne. Whereabouts?
Just in front of Picasso Museum is where we have the shop. But we are doing like more things also in other places. Right now the past Friday we had the anniversary, and we did a celebration in Palau Dalmases that is also in the same street, Moncada. So there we have now an exhibition of the anniversary where we are promoting the 20 artists more or less that they have been with us since we started the project.
Okay. Wow. I mean, I'll have to come by now because I live in that neighborhood.
You should come.
I live only I live around the corner from there. So
oh really? And you haven't come?
My patio. I have to come. Yeah, I will. Yeah. And for me, like now I have no excuses because I'm terrible at art. My son was went to the National College of Art and Design in Ireland, and he used to drag me to. I'm terrible at it. I just really am terrible at it. I'm 100% behind it. I support artists. I think it's fantastic. I think it's amazing. But I'm just the terrible guy to bring along. My son would come to visit me here, and he would say, "Let's go to Macba." I was like, you know what? There's a really cool bar outside. I'll sit there and have a beer while you go in. So
well, I mean, like now that you mentioned that, that's why I think that events are cool for that, because you feel like more closer to it without trying to feel like you are smart as like you understand this or not. Like you are having fun there, and you can like enjoy the art without feeling like, do I have to have an opinion on this?
Yeah,
like you are just enjoying the
to have art for people like me, like just people stupid ordinary idiots like me.
But I think that we all are ordinary, so
yeah.
but just like you feel you like it or you don't like it, and that's it. But don't like don't be afraid of saying I don't like this, because a lot of other people are gonna say I don't like this.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is also the, like, even the artists can be afraid of that. What if people don't like my art? Yes, a lot of people are not going to like it because they are what, like, both people are afraid of that, the artist and the non-artist. You know, the, I don't know, that this is also one thing that I mentioned before. Like, I think that the art community is not just the artist, or like it can be, you can be a doctor, but you are part of the community because you are supporting them, and that we should appreciate all, like, all the people that are involved in the community. You know?
And do you get like, do you are you sort of like funded somehow, or like donations, or through the grants or anything like that? Or are you just surviving on like selling the art in the store?
Yeah,
Wow.
we are just surviving
Wow.
on that main, yeah, because I will say that I am like very bad at asking for money. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know how to ask for donations or this, but I mean, yeah, we are trying to sell, and we are doing well now. I think, like, better, of course, than when we started. It was not that good, but also the events are making us help more, and so because we are approaching to more people, not just to the people that are into arts, as you
Cool,
say,
cool,
like,
cool.
but also with the prints. You know, like people feel is not so afraid of on buying one print, two prints.
I like how you've made it. You've got to your 1 year anniversary, and you have had no donations, and you've just done that like that, which is that's amazing. That's
Well,
amazing.
I would just like to say that yes, we have had donations, and it was once-off donation when we actually needed it, and it was at the end of the pandemic. And Lesleye had signed up for some sort of government aid thing that was only available. You don't remember? You got €2,000 from the government for free.
Honestly, to be still around on only 2,000 when you have an art studio and you're selling your prints, that's pretty amazing work.
Exactly. I mean, at the right time, we got it as well, because we needed to have more funds to keep going, because we weren't making a lot of money at that time. So well, right now we're doing a little bit better, but at that time when the 2,000 came in, it was just enough to pull us through the month. You know, we weren't in a very bad spot when that came in, but since then, that's been around maybe 4 or 5 months. That
Do you have like an online presence as well?
Yeah, sometimes we get some people buying some stuff through our webpage or through Instagram or whatever, but mostly it's with the shop, you know, at the Cara Moncada.
I mean, what I was going to say is that that's interesting to me, because we're always talking about how this pandemic has affected so many different people's lives. I remember we were doing like interviews before with musicians, you know, and imagine people who traveled before and then they just stopped, or like we have friends who are like really amazing lighting directors for tours and stuff. And I always thought like these are artists too, you know, these are artists as well. But then when you're talking about painters and different things, it totally changes that vibe of like what's important in this world, you know, like it became not important again. You know what I mean? Art, like it really became not important, but it is very important because we were all stuck inside and people kept creating. And it was like, where do you show what you've done? Where do you share, you know? And I find it interesting because you're like, you know, we had a gallery and we couldn't have anybody in it.
Yeah, it's funny because we like, I think that also one thing that make us go like grow, it's that the artists that we invited were people that start painting during pandemic, or that they were graphic designers,
Right.
or they were always artists, but for their usual living, they had to work for someone else to be graphic designer and non painting for themselves. So during pandemia, they start to painting whatever they wanted to paint. And this is the people that we start to promote. But it was like a coincidence, kind of like happened that we are growing all at the same time. So we have a very, very good relationship with the artists because of this. Like we feel that we all are growing at the same time. And yeah, it's not also because some people say that the art in paintings thing, like grow a lot because people are so inside their house that they want to have a like their house more nice, or I don't know how to say it. So they start investing more in arts. But of course, that's always good for the bigger ones, you know.
Like the richer people.
The galleries that are well known, that are gallery selling. So for us, it's like we were giving opportunities to people.
You're making it more accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that they are also like excited as us that we are growing, and they feel like it's my first exhibition, or it's the first time that I
Of course.
start start painting on canvas, because there is this thing that painting on paper is your first step, but then when you feel ready, you start painting on canvas. So this is another thing that we've been like pushing people, like you should go to canvas, because it's like more like like the other next level, or I don't know. So
Yeah.
that's why it feels like we all are growing. Like now we're selling canvas, not just paper. Or silly things that.
But they mean something to
Yeah.
some people, yeah. and that's another part when you were saying you want to make the art more affordable, from like having prints to like, different types of mediums that you guys are selling. I mean, I always think that art has had a history of becoming, a little bit classist, in terms of who has access to different things, and like also like understanding it, I think I actually had a conversation with you about like a lot of people just going, Max. Yeah, Max is just like Vinnie. That he's just like, you come in and you're not a simpleton. This is the off the show comments, the peanut gallery. No, you're not a simpleton. But some people just, you don't get it, or you just want to go in, and there's no judgment on that. And I like the fact that the events are inclusive like that. You know what I mean? You don't have to come in and be like, oh, this is so germane, or some shit like that.
I mean, like, yeah, I grew up in New York, so like I know, like aunts and cousins would come in for the weekend, and you'd have to go to the Museum of Modern Art. That's probably why I hate it, because I got dragged around. And I got dragged around all the galleries in Soho, and it is so. I don't know if it was at the time. I can't talk to it now, but it was so fucking elitist back then. And I don't know if it still is. I mean, you would know that the art world, I'm sure there's quite a lot of that. You know what I mean? And so kind of got dragged around to that. But I mean, I'm not one of those people who goes in and goes like, it's just 2 squares, I could do that, because like I know, no, you can't, because he has already done it. You know what I mean? It's like I get that part. You know what I mean? I'm like, I just don't. I don't get like what I was saying was like, just I need to clarify myself now, because I feel like I've backed myself into this corner of like not. I just don't. I don't want to be part of that kind of like I said, the people who go and like just pretend to be, that they know everything, and and it's nice to like I like the ethos of what you have going there, that it's kind of just like more ordinary, regular, like bringing it to like regular people, because art is in everyone's life,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's exactly that. I think that the artists that we have are some of them, like people likes them a lot because they just see something very honest in a way, like not pretentious, like they are just like a lot of them, I will say, are painting like their daily life, so people can feel like closer to that, and they don't even like they go directly to that one, because they don't feel like they have to appreciate it in a way that is like, oh, this is art. They feel more. This is also the thing with illustration, like this other like thing in arts is this illustration is art or not? But it's another like the graphic when they are graphic when they illustrate digital. It's another thing, like, but that's not painting, or that's this,
but
that.
still,
But a lot of times they have much more things to say than someone that knows the technique on painting.
Yeah,
So
it's like, I mean, I remember the same story of like in New York City, like in the 70s when I grew up. I'm very old. The like, like I said, like my aunts and cousins would come in, and we would have to go to like the posh studios to look at the art downtown, and we would get on a subway, and we would get on a subway train that was covered with the most amazing fucking art of graffiti that these guys were doing in the 70s. Was just like, people would know that there was a new piece that they'd done, and they would wait for the number 3 train or the 5 train or whatever it was on. This was before like mobile phones or anything. It just, everybody knew that there was a new piece, and you was like, oh man, I saw that. It was on the downtown 3 train. It was amazing. They did like a Christmas one, and it was like fucking amazing. And like that, I always like wanted to be more like related to that art than the sort of posh shit that my aunts and cousins would bring me to. And I like, what you're saying is like, it's, you're in the city, it's of the people, and I don't know, I find that it's really nice.
I mean, it's also another thing, it's funny. Like maybe now I'm gonna say the opposite. Because I also like a lot street art, but you can also see that street artists want to be in a gallery. So it's like you have to have like thing for everyone. And there are people, I think that art can be, I don't know, like art collectors are for them. This is what I think, that they want to have something because they feel that they are supporting this person, you know. So in a way, like we also need those art collectors and feel posh or
Yeah.
whatever, because thanks to them, these street artist can keep like going for his dream, or he can live
Absolutely.
out of the
Yeah, yeah.
paint,
Absolutely,
no, of the arts, not just
Yeah.
they have to have another side job so they can do this. So it's like it's very difficult, but it's in general like in every job, you know, like what we have right now. It's very hard to live from what you really want to do.
Yes.
Not
very
just in
difficult.
arts, in a lot of things you have to have two jobs. So it's also, I mean, I'm also in the way that, well, we do need people that buy art, not just people that wants to go to a museum, because who gets
True.
to get into a
Yeah.
museum? You know, like, I don't, or who, I mean, which artist can be in a museum? Who is supporting them? But what about all the other artists that
Yeah.
are
Yeah,
not
yeah,
there, or
Yeah.
it's, it's like a tricky thing, like saying that arts should be more open, yeah, but who is going to pay them is like governments really supporting.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but I mean, you know, like in the history of art has always been like a sort of rich people have always paid for art. They've always been the patrons of art, like from the Michelangelo and Da Vinci, and they all had patrons, and all the sort of all through like the Italian Renaissance, they all had patrons, and then we have that now. Like a friend of mine works on a boat, in a yacht. Like they're remodeling this yacht, and the artwork in that fucking thing is off the charts. It's like unbelievably off the charts. But that money went back to an artist. You know what I mean? And so I get that too. You know what I mean? As much as I fucking hate it, yeah, I do get it. I mean, and you know, and a lot of times like they use art to like launder money, which is fucked up. But also, it's great for the actual artist who gets the money. So it's, you know, like I'm kind of like caught in two minds. It's like, you know, yeah.
Like what I think right now is the main thing is to, well, that, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna change my mind another time, but the main thing is to really support the artists that are worth it, for, because some artists are also, they are artists because they are friends of these rich people already. So they are supporting artists, but that maybe they are not even artists, or it's just their hobby, like a new thing, you know, because it's another thing right now that is getting like very popular, to be a curator or an artist, that even like Sarah is having like clothes that are already painted because it's fashionable now to be an artist.
Oh, okay.
So this kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
shit, you know, that is also,
It's bullshit.
yeah, like the thing is like, who are you supporting, and is this person like, or like your friend that is supporting artists, who is that artist, where he's he coming from, is a real, I don't know. It's but it's very
just to
big.
qualify, it's not my friend. My
Okay.
friend works on his boat.
Ah, okay.
I don't know the guy. He's a fucking multi-billionaire. They don't like hanging out with me because I just like I ruin the party every time by telling them they should give all their money back. But anyway, yeah, yeah. So we'll take a quick break, and then actually, will we get like details of like website and all that kind of stuff? We'll get all that stuff off you guys, and the location. It's on Calle Moncada.
Yeah, it's in Calle Moncada,
Okay.
number 16, where we have the main part. But there we are sharing space with other art gallery that used to, for example, I know this was a break, but this art gallery is been there for 40 years. That is Galeria Beascoa, is been there for 40 years. That it's also been struggling,
Okay.
like all the dramas from Spain, you know? So they've been like also holding there, like,
So they can come for a brunch in Champagnette on Saturday and have like go to their Champagnette and have their whatever they eat, like have their vermouth, and then they can go and look at some beautiful art in your gallery in Moncada.
Exactly.
16.
Exactly that.
Okay. All right. All right, guys.
We're gonna do our show with a little COVID update and talk about some kids not going to jail in a bit, and then we're gonna have you DJ after, right? ALD.
Thank you very much.
It's gonna be
It'll be a
fun.
pleasure.
Yeah. Okay. I'll get you in a second. Go ahead.
I would approve it. We should have recorded that part.
No, I am not
just,
doing that.
Just laid down the law for some motherfuckers. Anyway, so yeah, we're talking about once again, as always, the deja vu. That
It's
is
COVID update.
COVID update.
You didn't say the date, so you have to do that every time.
Oh yeah, it's the 21st of November.
It's been a year.
It's been a
more.
year.
Of us doing COVID updates.
Yes, it has actually.
We've been doing COVID updates.
And they're pretty much the same.
They're fucking the
For
same.
the whole fucking year. I mean, there's like always little variations, like it's kicked off now in Holland and Austria and Italy. It's like riots in the street, and there's riots in the street in France. But that's actually the 3-year anniversary of the Jean Gillette, the yellow vests.
Yeah.
But there's a bit of COVID mixed in with that as well.
Yeah.
But apparently, if you listen to the media, everybody who's out in the street in Italy, Holland, Austria, and France are all right-wing lunatics.
Oh. And is Russia still under lockdown?
No, I think they just quietly turned that thing off and just went on about their business. You know what I mean?
So then there's the...
It wasn't Russia. It was just Moscow.
It was just Moscow.
Yeah.
I thought it was all throughout Russia, your
No, it
friend
was
said.
Moscow.
Oh, okay. And then you had Austria is doing the basically unvaccinated lockdown.
Yeah, but they're locking everybody down now.
Ah, great.
They're locking everybody down, and they're requiring from the February, something 1st of February, well, anyway, sometime in early February, that everybody, there's a vaccine mandate or you can't do society for a vaccine that doesn't fucking work.
Can I be honest with you? I think you should do that whole thing.
What?
Not get vaccinated so you don't have to do society.
Really? Thank you. Thank you. I've already been double vaccinated, but I don't. What if I just refuse to get the other one, the third one?
I don't know. I don't know. I think they're giving out 3. Some people are on their 3rd booster.
Yeah, it's
right?
a booster now. Yeah, it's booster time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't want to get it.
You're gonna have to.
But probably because I've gotten the first 2. But I'm going to see what happens if I don't.
Ireland
get it.
as well is teasing a lockdown.
I don't know. You know what? My son's coming down next weekend. Touch wood. Hopefully they don't fucking lock down as well. So hopefully he'll be down next weekend and we can talk about it.
Yeah.
So
and then England, there's a lot of stuff that the cases are just rising. Are they not,
Yeah,
Max?
yeah, but they're
cases are rising,
it's
right?
the cases. It's not fucking.
I don't even know what that
hospitalizations.
means
I
anymore.
know who does, man. Who does? Who fucking does?
And
know
then
what
the
that
funny
means?
thing is, this all happens, and then I've had 6, 7 people in town recently, and they're like, "Yeah, nobody checked my shit at the airport."
Yeah, I know. Paul said that when he came through.
Yeah. So
You get a QR code, and that's basically, you get a QR code, and you just flash your phone. They didn't scan it or anything. They just went like that. Yeah, I got the fucking thing. It could be that could have been I don't know. I could have fucking it could have been a menu. You know what I mean? I got from a fucking restaurant. You know what I mean? They never asked me what the QR code was. They just looked at it and said, okay, off you get.
Oh, basically nothing's changed.
That was back in August as well.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
No.
Yeah.
So nothing's changed on the COVID front. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, it's not getting any better. There's more shit coming out about how they fucked around with the tests and not the tests, but the trials, and there was all kinds of paperwork lost and skullduggery to get the fucking thing pushed across the line so they could roll out this vaccine. I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna it's not gonna kill anybody, and it's not really, but it's just fucking ridiculous that this, like I said, from back in November, the very first one of these fucking things that we talked about, the people who are dying from COVID are really old. They have they have contributing conditions like comorbidities, like Colin Powell. And why aren't we just fucking actually looking after them and making sure that they're okay instead of fucking around with everybody else's life, which is what they're doing.
Yep.
To make it seem like they're doing something, which they're not. They're doing fucking nothing. So.
Well, it's all going to go to a head, and I think because we're always focused on U.S. politics, because they seem to fuel world politics.
Yeah,
it's going to get a lot worse.
It is going to get worse. Yeah. It is going to get worse. It's going to get you have one state doesn't have this is the great thing about the United States, the way it was designed, so that they could never have agreement on anything, so that you could just continue on. The only thing they always agree on is more money for the military, more money for big corporations. Fewer rights for people on the street, less money for them, less fucking benefit for them, and that just continues to roll on. Joe Biden's thank God he got elected last year. He's fucking saving the world, isn't he? Doing a fucking great job, that guy. Let's go, Brandon. Go on, my right wing friend. Look at you. You have a NASCAR fan in the fucking audience, man. Let's go, Brandon. All right. Let me work.
I don't even understand how that came about. Let's go, Brandon. It's a NASCAR, some like thing.
NASCAR thing. There was a
guy. It's supposed to mean fuck off Joe Biden, right?
It was fuck Joe Biden.
Right?
But there was this woman, like the interviewer from whatever news organized sports news was like interviewing Brandon Brown. He just won this race, right? So, and she's interviewing, she's going blah, blah, blah. And he's doing the usual like post, well, I thought on turn 7, I turned in a little bit and then I turned a little bit on turn 8. And then, you know what I mean? It's like this stupid post fucking any sporting event fucking interview. It's like, well, we came out to win and we really gave it 100%. It's like, why do they always do this interview in the fucking first place? About, after a fucking sporting event. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be fucking snooker or fucking boxing. So, I went out there, brought my A game and blah, blah. Fuck off. Anyway, so she's doing this fucking, this like interview with him, right? And the crowd behind them are going, they're fucking chanting, fuck Joe Biden, fuck Joe Biden. And she's like, totally freaked out. She goes, oh, listen to the crowd. They're chanting, let's go, Brandon. And it became this fucking
that's the origin
thing.
Story to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It became this fucking thing. There's like T-shirts and hats and bumper stickers and buttons. And I'm sure there's like sexy knickers and fucking
it's also lame, huh?
socks and fucking everything. I think it's fucking great, man.
Yeah, I think it's a little lame.
Brandon.
I think it's a little
lame.
lame.
No, it is. And that's the thing about it is that they made such a big
say
deal.
Say fuck off Joe Biden. Just say fuck you, Joe Biden.
Fuck Joe Biden. Yeah, but the problem is that if they say fuck Joe Biden, it'll get like drowned out on TV. But
True.
they say let's go Brandon, and they like it's a euphemism for fuck Joe Biden. And yeah,
it's already bad enough.
Loud, man. Yeah, it's great.
It's already bad enough that you're at
it's
NASCAR.
It's just fucking hilarious. But like there was the thing of the airline pilot. Now I disagree with this because it's a political statement. Airline pilots. I don't want my airline pilots making political statements, honestly. But he was landed in fucking, I don't know, somewhere. I can't remember where it was. It was out west somewhere. Could have been Houston or something. It was a Southwest pilot. And he said, have a good flight, everybody. Phoenix, Arizona it was. Have a good flight, everybody. Welcome to Phoenix, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, let's go, Brandon. And then he signs off, right? And people went fucking ballistic, man. All the left liberal fucking media heads in America went fucking nuts. And were like, it's like saying you support ISIS. I'm like, no, it's fucking, what the fuck are you people talking about?
Yeah.
You people are fucking insane. Anyway, that's my take on America. They're all insane. And let's go, Brandon.
So, on our next COVID update, we're going to be talking to this guy who has a healthy food project.
Cool.
And he's going to explain how that will help you be healthier in general.
Yeah,
he's not against vaccines or anything like that.
No. Like I said, I got the vaccine. I got both vaccines.
Yeah.
I got like 1 and 2, like you're supposed to, like a good little citizen. I went out and got my fucking vaccine.
Good for you.
And and I did it. But like I agree with that guy. Like if people ate better,
yeah.
And the reason that the highest mortality rate is in the United States is because the fucking food, the diet, it's fucking terrible, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful.
Not food. No,
it's
it isn't
all
food.
manufactured shite. And
yeah.
And there's another reason why the UK has a fucking huge mortality rate from this fucking COVID thing. Because if you go into the fucking into a supermarket in the UK and you walk down the aisle, there's like 2 big fucking glass, frozen, just all processed shite, and that's what people eat all the time.
Yeah,
and you go to buy vegetables, and there's like, it's the most unappealing shit. It's not like here where the vegetables are stacked and they're nice and they're pretty and they've got all the colors and shit. It's like 2 carrots wrapped in plastic. It's disgusting, man. It's fucking awful, man.
Well, it's getting really difficult to eat healthy. It's becoming a thing for rich people.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what people
so we
think.
talk to that guy on our next
COVID update. That'll help.
Cool.
So it's something positive, so we don't just fucking destroy everyone's hope.
Yeah. See if I can get him to just without instigation to get him to say, "Let's go, Brandon." That'd
Do
be.
You think you can? Okay.
We can try and get, because this was great, man. Because this was like organic.
Yeah, I like a heckler.
This was organic, man. So I got to try and get "Let's go, Brandon" every week out of somebody organically.
Oh my God. Okay, speaking of "Let's go, Brandon" stuff, we're gonna quickly talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't know if anybody knows about that stuff.
Yeah, this little fucking prick that got off fucking killing 3 people and killing 2 people and injuring another at the riots in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And even there, I just did it. It was a fucking protest. It was not a fucking riot. People like Kyle Rittenhouse turned it into a fucking riot.
Yeah.
And
He got off on everything, right?
He got off on fucking everything. Unbelievable. And
I thought you were going to say he got like manslaughter, maybe in the first degree.
No, he didn't. He should have. He certainly should have. He certainly should have. For the first guy he killed, and he claimed it was self-defense. The first guy he killed, he shot him in the pelvis first, and he broke his pelvis and put the guy down on the ground. Then shot him 3 more times.
Oh.
That's not self-defense. I'm sorry. Even in the Wild West, that wouldn't be self-defense. You know? Like, so, you know, by rights, this kid should have gone to fucking, he should have gone to and again, I said this before, I'm not advocating for an 18-year-old kid to be sent to fucking prison for the rest of his life.
35 years,
you know, because the United States is totally fucked up on, that's just ridiculous. But he should have not gotten away with, like, you know, basically a pat on the head, like, good job, son, because that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
And he's going to become.
He's going to be rich.
I'm looking forward to him.
He's going to make so much money.
I'm wondering if they're going to do to him what they did to OJ, which is they'll catch him doing something like in 2 years' time, like more than likely. And this is a prediction. I'll put this out there, and we can have this. This is going to be fucking. This is down for posterity. My prediction is he will be done for beating the shit out of his girlfriend. That's my guess.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. So George Zimmerman got
or
done.
I think
George Zimmerman got done for that twice as well.
Or I think he's going to go on to the, you know, talk.
Oh, he will do that as well.
Thing.
He will
he's
do
both. He's going to be on that circuit of giving talks.
Those things are not mutually exclusive. He will do both of those things. He will go on the fucking right-wing talk shows. He's probably on them right now. He's probably on Tucker Carlson right now.
Well, I guess he's already been offered something by a congressman, right? Matt Gaetz said he would hire him.
Yeah.
And sponsorships.
Yeah, Matt Gaetz is going to hire a young boy. There you go. That's good. That's a good future for him. Oh, yeah. It's not the first time Matt Gaetz has just shepherded a young boy into a career.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Remember he had a son?
Yeah, who wasn't his son.
Wasn't his son?
Yeah. He was like 17-year-old.
That was creepy.
17-year-old Latino boy. Oh, Matt. Oh, you dirty fucker. You dirty fucker. We know what you were doing.
Yeah. I think he's an equal opportunity employer on that front, though.
Well, yeah, fair enough. I mean, like, you know, at least he wasn't discriminated. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he got like at least he's a woke pervert. You know what I mean? He's a woke nonce. Yeah. So Kyle Rittenhouse was like.
So what do you think is gonna? What's the effect on like the general psyche after that?
That's a dangerous fucking precedent.
Yeah, because now we're waiting for the trial of the people who
Ahmaud Arbery, who killed, I can't remember their fucking names.
You said you were going to remember.
I went and fucking looked at them,
Michael?
and I can't remember them. Yeah, Mick Redneck and Mick fucking Cletus. I can't remember their fucking names.
We have to wait on that trial too, because
I can't see them letting them off, man. I mean, it's clear cut. That is clear cut fucking
You didn't
murder.
think Rodney Dangerfield was going to get...
Rodney Dangerfield?
Rodney King, sorry.
Again, we're doing the thing, and I can't remember those guys' names either. You know what I mean?
But you didn't think Rodney King was... can't remember. Those cops got off.
Yeah, those cops got off. Yeah. No, I didn't think... I couldn't believe they got off. That blew my fucking mind.
And that was video.
But you see what happened after that? When they got off, they fucking tore L.A. apart. They burned the fucking city down. And you know, I don't know. Like nothing seemed to have happened after this Kyle Kuklinski thing. Kyle Kuklinski.
We're having a day.
Yeah, is his name Kuklinski?
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse. Yeah,
Let's go Ritten.
Speaking of Kyle, I hate you, Kyle. He looks like fucking Cartman from South Park, man. He looks like fucking Cartman, man. And he is exactly like Cartman with his mommy and everything. Yeah, he is a fucking... Anyway, it sets a dangerous precedent for people like to grab a gun and go to a riot, shoot people, and then say you were defending yourself. That's fucking insane.
What were you saying, Alex, over there? What did you want to add?
Well, for what I know about Kyle Rittenhouse is that he has a background in, for example, fireman duty. He also has pictures of him in police wear. And so basically he's part of a bigger society in that moment. So that's why maybe he is more...
He has police. He had police fantasies, a fantasy of being a policeman. He will never be one now because they won't be too infamous. I don't think they'll be... any police force would be able to take him on. But yeah, he had like notions of being, like he wanted to be a police. And he went out and cosplayed as a police and did what the police do. He shot 2 unarmed people.
Exactly. So in my eyes, when I see that there's a connection between government or police and a 18-year-old, right? 18-year-old.
He's 18, 17
17-year-old.
when he did it. Yeah.
So in my eyes, the verdict, everything else that's going on right now in the turbulent times of COVID and different laws, this is all just a circus in my eyes. I mean,
Absolutely.
everything is doing.
I mean, yeah.
And
absolutely.
in my eyes, that what's going to come after this Rittenhouse thing is that maybe the American government will finally start to take away guns.
Guns?
That's what I'm saying.
Have you ever been to
Heard it
America?
first with Vinnie.
Have you ever been to the United States?
I have been to the United States, New York.
New York.
I have been to New York.
And
I haven't seen any guns there.
in
But
New York, you've been to New York and where else?
Montauk,
So, okay. You've not been to the United States.
I agree.
You've been to New York and Montauk.
I've been to one
Montauk
place.
is like the fucking. Did you work in the summer out in Montauk or something? Like or,
No,
Yeah.
I worked in a Wings house in New York, close to Williamsburg,
Okay.
for
Yeah,
3 months. And I visited Montauk just on a holiday.
Yeah.
So,
Nice
but
place. Super place. But it's not. That is not the United States of America.
No, I agree.
The United States of America isn't. You get outside of. I've said this before. I grew up. I lived in New York until I was 27. In this United States, until I was 27. I lived on the East Coast, the West Coast. I lived in the South. I lived in New Mexico. I've lived all over the United States, and I've driven across 3 times, and I lived in upstate New York, which is the United States. Once you get 100 miles or 200 kilometers, let's just say, right? Let's just metric it.
Mm.
You get 200 kilometers from the coast on either side, and say what you said about guns. You will be run out of fucking town.
I know.
That's not going to happen.
A lot of people are not. They're not in the place because they've had own guns for a lot of years, and America is very gun friendly and gun pro.
It's a very violent society.
Of course. And if you look at the numbers of the amount of people that die from gun-related injuries every year, I mean, for sure that surpasses any.
You can actually quote those figures till you're blue in the face, and nobody is going to give up their gun. There's nobody going to give up their gun. And in fact, I lived in upstate New York, right? Like between Rochester and Syracuse, which is quite a ways. It's like a 6 and 7 hour drive from New York City. I grew up in New York City, but I lived there the last time I was in the United States because I have family up there. And I had a friend. I worked in a real estate office, and I had a friend who worked in the real estate office with me. And he had 3 guns. He hunted every winter. He duck hunted in the spring. He ate all this. I mean, he ate like he gave me a fucking venison, like a whole. I wasn't vegan at the time. He gave me like a haunch, the back leg of a venison, and I brought it home and I had it. It was fucking fantastic. And this is the point. Like, I don't want to take his gun away. Do you want to take his gun away?
I mean, who knows?
No.
I think that
I know.
it all depends. It all depends. Is like if you change the law for the whole country, no matter who is the person in charge of the guns, they could have license, but if it's
this is the difficulty about talking about this thing in the United States, because every state has a different law. So each state has different laws, and each state is independent of all the other states. So the federal government, like in theory, has very little power over something like that to pass a law that will cover all 50 states in the United States. They just can't do it. So like that's my feeling of just like it's like so. We have a huge drug problem in the United States. So what was our solution was to make all the drugs illegal. That didn't work. So we have a huge gun problem in the United States. So the solution is to make all the guns illegal. That's not going to work. What we need to do is work on people's fucking mind. We need to work on the economy, and we need to work on making people's lives better so that they don't feel like they need a fucking gun to fulfill their lives. We need to more equity in the society. There are more fucking poor white people in the United States than there are poor black people. This is a fucking fact. By the region of people who are in dire poverty in the United States, 20% of them are black. The other 80% are white, and they live in shitty parts. So my point has always been like a multi-ethnic working class revolution to lift these people out of their shitty fucking situations in which they live, and then you will see a whole fuckload of problems go away, like drugs, like guns, like violence, like crime, like abuse of women, like abuse of children. It won't all go away, but when you lift people out of that shitty fucking environment, their lives improve. And that's what we should be doing. That's not what we are doing. But to just come out and sort of say the answer is to ban guns, it's just not going to work in the United States. I just know it's not going to work.
The thing that it is happening in America right now, and it's been, in my eyes, being hidden from everybody, because there you have the left and the right, but in the end, it's all the same thing, the same people, and the same exactly the same system and machine that is driving both sides. So then you get the illusion that you are actually voting for someone good each time, but each time it doesn't get better.
I think the issue that we have now is people have fucking realized that that's just a fucking illusion, and this is the fucking problem. I mean, that's why we got Donald Trump. They can tell you it's because everybody who voted for him was a racist, but that's bullshit. They voted for Donald Trump because he was not one of them. The people that you're talking about, the left and the right, you know, as we define it in U.S. politics, as the left and the right is like the Democrats and the Republicans. They all work for the same people. All the same people pay them. All the same people fund them. They all work for big money. The Weyland-Yutani Corp. That's who they all work for. The Weyland-Yutani Corp is the corporation that runs things in Aliens, the sci-fi movie, and it's like the big corporation that's taken over from the government. That's
Didn't know that.
well, we talk about it quite a lot here, or I do anyway.
Here, I'll pass it on to Selam here.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I do go on a bit.
He went off on his Wayland Nutani. He just basically
we have to mention that now. Now it's
Every
Wayland
day.
Nutani, and Let's Go Brandon.
Let's Go Brandon. It's kind of his
yeah.
dystopian hopes for the future. Not hopes, sorry.
No hopes. My dread.
Your dread.
Yeah.
There you go. Not hopes.
Anyway,
Yeah, good. Thank you. It's good having you guys. So we're gonna close up the show
close
today.
up show, yeah.
One thing that I did not do was announce the fact that PAAM Project is going to be doing an event here the first Sunday of every month. Stupid girl. Do you want to explain a little bit what we're going to do?
Yeah, I'll explain about the events. So every Sunday of every month, we were going to have first Sunday, of every month. We're gonna choose an artist to come in and to be interviewed for roughly half an hour, and they choose. They put their paintings, one or two, however we can fit in, however is recent, and also they will choose 3 songs of their own to play, and then after that is over, the interview, we will be moving on to some music that I will play for.
Very nice.
What's your DJ name again?
My DJ name is ALD for right now, but just ALD.
I love that he always says ALD for right now. I was waiting for maybe that should be your whole name. ALD for right now. Not sure yet though. That's a good one. Fit that on a cover. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that was really cool.
It was
Thank
really
you.
good.
And
Nice.
we'll see you guys not this Sunday, but the next coming one, right? So, yeah. Wow.
Okie doke.
Lots of stuff coming up. All right.
All right,
Thanks, Vinny.
Bye now.
Bye.